everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Kamen Rider Ghost review for you today. This is fourth in the Ghost Gadget series, the Kumo Lantern. Kumo being the Japanese word for spider. So as you can see here on the front of the box, it does have a lantern form and a spider form. A picture of Benkei on the side because when it combines with the Gangan Saber, the weapon, the kind of hammer weapon that it produces, is primarily used by Benkei. Picture of that on the top here, as you can see. On this side, again, picture of the lantern in both its modes. Picture of Benkei wielding the hammer. Cool picture there on the bottom. And then take a look on the back. Again, both modes shows the Benkei icon connecting with the Gangan Saber. We'll take a look at that. So, go ahead, pop this guy out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alright, here's the Kumo Lantern out of the box. This is how it comes in the box. These two pieces are separate, but it's very simple. You can see the kind of, cylinder here with the two little tabs on the bottom or on each end. And you're just going to pop that into this section here. Do the same with that. So there you go. You're going to just close this up. And there you have the lantern version, or lantern mode, I should say. It's not bad. I'm going to actually move the camera up just a little bit so we can take a better look at it. Apologize for that. So there we go. It's nice. I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot. You can kind of see the spider mode here on the back a little bit. I mean, because it's a lantern, it would have been cool if there was some kind of LED, like maybe this kind of little button. It almost looks like a button here on the top. Maybe just kind of press that down and it would make a LED or something kind of reverberate in here. I mean, I'm trying to think about how you could do it. I guess you could put it in this piece if you had, because I don't see that this piece really does anything else. If you put a tiny LED in here and made this piece kind of see-through, like clear, and then when you had this closed, you could press this button and that would kind of make it shine, and then it would kind of reverberate in here, because this blue plastic is translucent. You can see my finger on the other side. So I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I mean, we obviously had sounds in the back clock, so it's possible to do more with these things than they've been doing with most of them. I just think being a lantern especially, it would have been nice to have a little LED in there. But in any case, this is the lantern mode. Doesn't really do much in this mode. To open it up and become spider mode, you're literally just going to pull this out, and you want to kind of leave them at a 45-degree angle like that. And then this piece is just going to revolve around just like that. And then there you go. You have the spider mode. I do kind of like that they kind of have like the, thorax of the spider up here, kind of the bulbous butt part of it. And you can see here that on the lantern part, there are 4 legs on each side with kind of little silver tips for the spider's legs. So, I mean, it's a decent representation of a spider. Like, it's not completely out of left field. The eyes and the pincers in the front look nice, and the paint up top of here. So, I mean, it's a decent spider. I really don't mind the spider mode. I think it actually looks pretty good. And the lantern mode looks good, too. I'm just a little bummed it doesn't do more. Like, I really would have loved an LED in the lantern mode, just because it makes sense. It's a light. It's the whole purpose of this thing. It's like a flashlight that doesn't light up. You know what I mean? So, while I appreciate the design of both modes, and I think they both work well for what they're trying to be, it just would have been nice to put in a little bit more functionality. But I really do like the spider mode, I have to say. To connect this to the Gangan Saber, first you're going to want to have the Gangan Saber in this mode. I think it's the Naginta mode, or I'm blanking on the name. It's something like that. But anyway, when you see the blue LED, you're going to go ahead, you're going to take the Kumo Lantern here and flip the sides up so that they're pretty much horizontal. And then you can take the kind of thorax and flip that back around like that. Then you're just going to slide this channel right here onto this piece on the front. And there you go. That forms kind of a hammer. As you can see, this is meant to be the kind of part of the hammer. If you press the button, So you get kind of a pounding sound, and then there's kind of a skitter of spider legs at the end that I think is really cool. Now, like all the others, you can go ahead and touch the eye to the front of the Ghost Driver. So it says Omega Bomber, and my buddy Shuken Shinobi said something in his review that I think really makes sense. This says Bomber, and the backclock said Impact, which really does seem like they are backwards. I mean, Impact makes more sense for a hammer, and Bomber obviously makes more sense for a gun. So I don't know if something got crossed in the planning stage, or if they recorded the sounds and stored them in the sword wrong. I'm not really sure. Obviously, it could just be an error in the pin system where they planned it right and put the sounds in the sword, but then the pins got mixed up in production. Or maybe it's intentional. I'm not really sure. But it's just something interesting to think about because it does seem kind of backwards. But in any case, that's the sounds that this makes. I think it's pretty neat. I do like the sounds that it makes. The LED is cool. It kind of works as a hammer. It's a little weird having kind of two small hammers. If it could somehow like connect in the lantern mode so that the lantern just formed one big hammer at the end, I think that would have worked a little bit better. As far as this piece goes, you really could flip it either way. It makes no difference. It's all your preference. I think this is officially how it shows in the directions, but again, it's not really important. But yeah, so that's the functionality of it connected with the Gun Saber. Sorry, one thing I did forget to mention real quick. If you want to remove it, there's this little slide right here in the front. You just push that up, and it slides right off. At the end of the day, I think this is a pretty neat addition to the Ghost Gadget series. It's not the best one. I still think the backlog is going to be the best just because it has that added benefit of the sounds and that extra functionality in it. And it has 3 modes as opposed to 2. But I do like both of the modes on this. I think the color scheme is really cool. I really do like the spider mode and I like the lantern mode as well. If they had tossed an LED in the lantern mode though, I just think that would have elevated it so much to really make this like a hard second underneath the backclock for me personally. You know, probably the Condor Denois is still probably number 2 for me. But I do like this guy a lot. I would have loved an LED. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but I just really think that would have been the perfect amount of functionality for this thing. It doesn't really need sounds, obviously, but being a lantern, it just would have made sense. But as it is, I still think it's cool. I recommend it if you're collecting the Ghost Gadget series. You know, you should add this to your collection because I like the color scheme. I really like the spider and lantern modes. It's, you know, functionality with the Gun Saber is not bad. It's a so-so looking hammer, but the sounds that come out of it are pretty neat. So I do like all that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at 04 in the Ghost Gadget series, the Kumo Lantern from Kamen Rider Ghost. And thanks for watching.